Welcome to latest Tesla news. Today we can talk about Tesla's Model 3 worst nightmare has arrived in China. Tesla full self-driving drive through a railroad crossing barrier in a viral video. And we can look at a map of the best-selling vehicles in every single state. And two of them are actually Tesla's, two state best-selling. So the BYD Seal, the picture you're looking at, costs far less than the Model 3 in China, but leads in charging performance and overall tech. It's a well established fact that the Chinese automaker leap ahead of Western brands in terms of electric technology vehicles. And what is less obvious is how fast that lead is widening. This is their new battery tech. So the BYD newest EV equipped with the latest battery and charging technology are a stark reminder of how far the Chinese automakers have left Western brands in the rear view mirror. So they're constantly kind of just evolving. The automaker rolled out its updated Seal 07 electric sedan last Friday, replaced with the second generation Blade lithium iron phosphate battery and compatibility with new 1500 kilowatt flash charger. It has a maximum CLTC range of 438 miles, which translates to roughly about 300 miles of range on the US EPA cycle. CLTC tend to be city-based and thus a bit more optimistic in terms of total range than the EPA kind of rating, because if you think about it, like the EPA consider the air conditioning, consider how fast you're driving, and and the CLTC doesn't really think about consider that and overall test. That's why it is tend to be a bit lower. But you think the sedan will be more expensive given these like expensive steps, right? But it actually costs the equivalent of $10,000 less than the Model Y in China, coming in at pricing of $24,000 and $600. And you get the same exact kind of the big LED screen and then the small heads-up display screen here, and the phone charger feels very premium inside. It used a Sword Blade, the new technology Sword Blade with a 69 kilowatt hours of capacity. This pad does not have all the bells and whistles of the long blade battery on the flagship Danza Z9 GT, but it still gets flashy charging capabilities. So how does it translate into real world and performance? So BYD showcased the Seal 07 charging at a fast charging station in Shenzhen in the social media post, right? And the performance appear out of the world, right? So the car arrived with 10% kind of range left, right? Which is about 45 miles according to its display. It goes to hit 70 miles in 4 minutes. 70 miles, 0 to 70 in 4 minutes and 51 seconds, adding a whopping 262 miles of range in that time. So that is crazy amount of specs. Like you don't even have time to go to the bathroom in 4 minutes. You gotta go bathroom, wash your hand, grab something, but it's already done, almost done. It can reach about 97% in just 8 minutes and 44 seconds with 686 kilometer of range display and screen. That's over 600 kilometer of CLTC range added in under 9 minutes, or well over 200 miles using the EPA method. That's sustainably better than the most EVs here in the USA. While the flash charger can deliver about 1,500 kilowatt, it is unclear exactly how much this particular BYD vehicle can accept. Sometimes the vehicle can accept the maximum charge rate, right, because of the battery size, but it's very unclear how much it will accept. For context, all right, let's compare this vehicle to other vehicles like the Lucid Gravity, which is about $95,000. It can add about 200 miles of range in 12 minutes of fast charging at a 350 kilowatt EV Go station. And then if you compare to Tesla Model 3 long range, takes about 35 minutes to go for 0 to 80% in a 250 kilowatt supercharger. So the charge from 180 to 100, it take about like a full extra like 30 minutes. So it is compared to like BYD charging speed compared to the top two like best technologies in the Western. BYD beat them. You know, there's no competition. 4 minutes from 10 to 70%. While that is not slow and sufficient for like most owners for like Tesla Model Y or Model 3 when you charge it. It's no just nowhere near how quick BYD's new Blade battery is. So BYD also claimed that it conducted real world kind of simulation to nail down the penetration and fast charging kind of test, during which the battery did not blow up or catch fire even after 500 cycles. It also retains strong charging performance and temperature low as negative 22 22 Celsius Fahrenheit, or 30 negative 30 Celsius, or 22 negative 22 Fahrenheit. And most EVs today charging speed taper off about after 80% to protect battery health and avoid overheating. The new Blade 2.0 appears to charge at blistering speed all the way. They're not gonna slow down, just continue to charge after you pass 80%. And this is pretty similar to when you have an iPhone, right? When you charge the iPhone to 80%, it also slows down to protect the battery. But this car, it's just going 100% full speed. BYD just has really haven't disclosed how it's pulling that off, but the company has a long history in battery, which been making sense is venture into cars. So 20 years of making batteries long, many decades. The Chinese automaker learn every lesson, keep iterating kind of at full speed, right? The result in EVs that can add 90% of the range in nearly the same time it takes to fill a gas tank. That is impressive, right? Same time for you to fill a gas tank in 4 minutes. Most new EVs in US still need 20 to 40 minutes of high-speed charging to add meaningful amount of charge. So here's my thought, right? And I know this is very impressive with how fast the speed is, and automakers can claim that it can charge really fast. The thing is, how long does the battery gonna last with this kind of intensive workload? And how safe is the battery? Like, does it catch fire more often than the Model 3 or Model Y? Because I've seen lots of videos online where the owner get into an accident and the battery catch fire, and the owner gets stuck inside the car. It's a horrific thing to see. You want the safety as number one, right? I'd rather sit and charge for extra 5 or 10 minutes instead of like 4 minutes. Like that, they don't need to be that fast, but it is nice to have be that fast. But how safe is it? That's the main question that kind of I'm wondering right now, because Tesla obviously is a really gigantic company, right? And it worth a couple $1 billion, and it does have the capacity or the resource to put into research how to charge faster, but that is not the priority for Tesla right now, Elon Musk. So really like what's the reasoning behind Tesla? They're not putting any more resource to charge fast, right? But in my opinion, I drive a Tesla, and every time I go to a supercharger, maximum 10-minute wait is already extremely fast, depending on the supercharger, like the station that you at. The newer ones, holy crap, I wait there for like 15 minutes. It go from 20% to 70% too, like, and so it's already really fast. But this just take it to a whole new level. So do you really need it this fast? Yeah. So it all depends on where you're going and how fast you want to reach that station. The best selling vehicles in every single state. So if you can look at the map, pickup trucks dominate pretty much every auto market. This matches the best selling vehicle in every single state, and 2025 registration, while the four leads across most of the countries. A few states break the pattern from it. In California, part of the West Coast, the Model Y tops the ranking, highlighting um, the growing influence of electric vehicles. You can see that Nevada, California, and Wyoming, 3 states, is overtaken by Tesla. This data, so why is pickup truck still kind of dominating America? The Ford F-Series remained the best pickup truck overall and lead in 29 states. It tops the list much of the South, Midwest, and Mountain West, including Texas, Florida, Ohio, and Wyoming. It dominates, reflects the continued strength of full-size pickup trucks, particularly in states with large rural population, right? Construction industries and strong trucking culture. The Chevrolet Silverado also performs strongly in several states, including Indiana, Ohio, and Minnesota, right? These people, they are like blue collar workers, right? And they might own a farm, and they love like doing like DIY projects. That's why you have like Home Depot and Lowe's. They want to be a handyman, and when you like have a construction project going on, you like to drive a truck. And here's my thought on these two trucks, right? Because they are gas sizzling machines, right? And you go somewhere like 30 miles, and each gallon you pay about like $3 per gallon. It only take about 18 miles per gallon. It's gas sizzling, and most 90% of the time when you're driving somewhere, you're not holding anything in the back of the trunk, so it's kind of wasting a lot of money unless you are kind of actually using it for construction and construction only. I see a lot of this average American just buy a pickup truck just to have a pickup truck because it's the normal, and they don't even do any construction at all that much and not hauling anything. But Americans, their culture is dominated by the pickup trucks, right? And that's kind of why if you see the map, just completely leads on every single state in the middle, which is pretty crazy. So why Tesla leads in the West Coast, right? So California stands apart because many are a lot of reason, because one of them was the gas price. California gas price is pretty insane. So a lot of people switch to gas and electric cars just to save money. And impressive part is like 25% the U.S. retail registration of electric vehicles, but that figure climbs to about 50% in California, Nevada, and Washington. And Model Y is the best-selling vehicles in the 3 states right here. And think about it, 50% of the car sales, more than half are electric cars. That just says like, these high gas prices tend to convert a lot more electric car owners. So hopefully in the future, these more people will adopt electric cars. I know that people might be anxious of the range or how where I can charge, but these days they continue to build the infrastructure, and they continue to kind of figure out how to mitigate these anxieties. And the best part is, once you go electric, you don't have to rely on other countries that import oil into the United States, like the Irans or the Middle East. They are very unstable. If we can go electric, we are off reliance on like these dirty oils, right? And these clean electric vehicles and a clean electricity, and also rely on renewable electricity. So gonna be a very exciting future. So a viral video showcases a Model 3 on a four-star driving through a railroad crossing barrier in the Los Angeles area, failing to detect the crossing gate entirely. So what the video is showing? So what exactly is going on? So a Twitter user named Lucy Lu posted dashcam footage from his Model 3 on Sunday, March 8, showing the vehicle on four-star driving mode at 23 miles per hour near the West Covina, California. it is always pretty sad to see something like that happen where you're driving your car and you rely on the full FSD way too much, and sometimes accident does happen. So always want to pay attention because right now, and I know like this Tesla, full self-driving Tesla was no person inside the driver's seat in like Austin, Texas, or in Florida, but you still need to pay attention right now because the technology is still not there yet. If you get into an accident, it's still your fault, and you need to like figure out um, how to resolve it. Some big news, guys. Tesla has opened its first public semi-mega charger in Los Angeles. The station reportedly offers 750 kilowatt charging speed and is open to Tesla semi customers only. The development was highlighted in a post in the social media on X by the social media Tesla semi account, so the official account. So the Los Angeles site seemed to be the first kind of semi charger in the world. We haven't seen it anywhere else, but that is not located in the kind of Tesla factory. So this is a standalone kind of charger in the route that a lot of semis take. It is also the third mega charger site currently visible on a Tesla map. So this is the third one. The mega charger system is designed specifically for the semi and is capable of delivering extremely high charging speed to support long-haul trucking operations. Infrastructure such as this is well likely to play a key role in making the semi competitive with diesel power transportation trucks, right? That's kind of like one of the main disadvantages of driving a truck is where can I find chargers, right? Because the current supercharger is not made for that, like the Model Y sedans and Model Ys, or the not made for, current supercharger is not made for the semis because it's made for like the Model Ys and Model 3s. So these are the critical infrastructure needed for wide mass adoption. Tesla's like progress with the semi has also drawn attention in recent days after Elon Musk biographer Ashley Vance shared photos of inside, which is very exciting, uh, from the Tesla factory near Giga, Nevada. The image suggests that the preparation for high production volume may be on the way as we speak right now, hinting that a broader ramp of the Tesla semi-production indeed will be approaching. And you can see that they are kind of getting the tools ready, and these are the newer designs of the Tesla semi. So they kind of, let's talk a little bit about the new deployment strategy for Tesla. So Tesla has continued kind of expanding its broader charging network through several new strategies and aimed at accelerating kind of infrastructure deployment. One of these initiatives is the Supercharger for Business programs, which allows third parties to purchase Tesla superchargers equipment and deploy charging stations while still integrating with Tesla network. The program recently marked a milestone in Aurora, Georgia, where the city deployed four 325 kilowatts of city-branded supercharger near Aparata Department of Public Safety in Old Milton Parkway. The charger support the city's Model Y police vehicle while also remaining accessible to the public. So there is a lot of like strategy going on to kind of build more chargers for everybody when they travel, and especially these semis right here, right? They are the future of Tesla, because if you look at the highway, a lot of truck drivers, right? And would it be great like if you going through the highway and you see a truck and it's super quiet, it's beautiful looking, and most importantly, it's good for the environment because it's not using diesel. Diesel are one of the highest consuming kind of environmental harm to the public, right? And then once you go electric, it just the road noise will decrease dramatically. Like I know that because I live in a small town, and sometimes I live in a kind of like the main highway, right? And sometimes, man, I see these cars, the trucks passing down. It is very loud, and I would rather see a Tesla semi, very quiet, efficient, and looks great. Tesla is preparing to build the most massive supercharger yet, as recently it estimated plans for an over 400 stall supercharger station in California, which will dwarf its massive 168-star location in Los Hills, California. So the project will be an expansion of the current 80 World Supercharger in Vermont, California, and will take place in several stages. So the expansion adjacent to the existing 80 World Supercharger, which is currently comprised of maybe 22 older stations there, and limit to about 150 kilowatt, which is very slow. So they are expanding the site right here. 80 World. It's a kind of close to a kind of a big truck stop area. The construction of phase 1 began later this year with 72 V4 stalls. Sequentially, in these stages will progress add hundreds more, accumulating to over 400 next-generation superchargers. Site plan label expensive parking across, like they're breaking out across to phase 1 to phase 3 along Calico Boulevard, which phase 6 design still be determined. So this is kind of strategically located between Los Angeles and Las Vegas. The station targets heavy EV traffic on this high demand corridor. So Los Angeles have huge amount of population, just like Las Vegas, and I bet these two are a lot of travelers going back and forth. Mostly Los Angeles going to Las Vegas, maybe for the casinos, and this is kind of like highly needed, kind of planning to ramp up Tesla charging stations to help get more chargers to help the EVs ease the EV congestion. But yeah, guys, that is the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. My name is Calvin, and I see you guys next one.